Oh, I always have to document everything I do to help give it to you. Now, what I mean by we got to modify this cotton picking piece of shit is that we're hooked up to the 66. Hello. We're keyed hello. And we're talking through it. Hello. Amplifier's on. Hello. And we're building 0 for power. Hello, audio. I don't care what they say. There's an emblem on the side of this thing here. Hold on. I don't care what they say. It's not made in the USA. This product is assembled, built in Mexico. And for it to be legally imported to the United States, it cannot key on 11 meters. It actually won't key anywhere except from 28.9 megahertz through 29.7 megahertz. No action. Hello. Here. Turn that 5-watt slug around. They're dead keying 3 watts, 4 watts. Amp is on. So now the trick is knowing how to bypass that. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then we're going to get on explaining to you about the new Texas Star. Because, brother, they have changed the show.
Salvation is reserved for those who pass the test. If you survive, an elevated existence awaits. Initiate phase 1. Power up the brace cannon.
We're going to go slow. We're going to document some things here. Because aesthetically, Texas Star has hit a home run. This is a very, very, very pretty amp. Reverse cut. This is actually cut out. And then they got LED backlighting on everything. Blue is the theme on this particular one. But man, you better be ready to know where you're at with running everything, because there's about 13,000 little switches on this thing. They've changed the configuration of the Sweet 16. It's no longer the big long bastard. It's still the multi-board function setup, but they've re-engineered it, packed everything into a tighter space, and I'm sad to say Texas Star is now using DEI transistors. But it's not like the industry has a choice. Me, myself, I'm in the boutique business. I build very custom amplifiers, and the cost of the transistor gets passed along to the customer, and when the customer comes to me, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the bottom line cost. He just wants the product. So I don't have to use Toshibas anymore. Most people do in the business. They have streamlined the shit out of this. This is an 8-pill linear, and what I think is really funny is it's fed with 2 pieces of 12 gauge. Fail. To protect the DEI transistors, Texas Star has developed this little circuit here. This is an overdrive fuse. Put too much RF into it, it'll blow this 1 amp, 250 volt fuse. This is your output coax connector. So it takes a little bit of bleed RF, runs it through a diode, runs it through a resistor, runs it through a tantalum, comes down, runs it through a thermocouple, and that in turn goes to the positive circuit on the primary switch for the keying circuit. Shuts the box down when it gets too hot. Thought that was pretty neat. They finally mounted the thermocouple to something metal, which is like a big deal. For years and years and years, the auto fan for Texas Star was mounted on the board. It's usually orientated on the board in a spot like this, here. which lifted it from ground, and it never had a true temperature reading, so the box would get screaming hot before the fans would kick on. Well, they've addressed that. They mounted it to metal finally, and they gave you an option. Go around here to the back. We're going to take a tour. This is your fan control switch. Has a singular fan now instead of utilizing 4, which is a great cost-effective change on their part. But you can have it set for auto or always on. And then you have your delay switch, which is over here on the other side. AM, sideband. They did away with it on the phase controls. Now these 3 controls, your power, your preamp, and what they got it labeled as power, watt, high and low, interlace into this hole. But all the sideband delays and whatnot are done inside. Fire the amp up. It's your master control switch. This is tied in with that thermal couple back here. When that pops, it blows this little 3 amp fuse and the whole box shuts down. That's to protect the DEI transistors. Now I'm not going to show you what I did to modify it to make it work everywhere, because that would be illegal. And I'm not saying that I did it, I'm saying that it just happened. You know, because shit happens. The remote style has also changed drastically. It's now wired like everybody else. There's no remote switch for the fans. And it's forced air cooled. Air flows in, flows down through the opening in the heatsink, flows out the back. This is roughly the same real estate space as the Messenger M4V, but about twice as thick. On the front, you've got a voltmeter, and you got your RF meter. Then you got your mode of operation, Class C and Class B, AB. Working with a 1000 watt slug, we're in the 1X position, 5 watt slug in reverse. We're now talking off the Galaxy 66V. We're going to put approximately 20 watts worth of drive. 1.5 watt dead key, hello, audio. Just get you over 600, and that's in Class AB. We click this to Class C, and this actually works. This is true. This now takes you to 100% of ground of input. Hello, audio. And you see slightly less performance in Class C. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. We'll click it back to Class AB. Hello, audio. Now what I want you to notice is in Class AB right now, amp gauge is on the bottom. Hello, audio. 20 watts worth of drive, making hello, audio. 650 watts worth of power it pulls. Hello, audio. 100 amps. Let's go to Class C. Hello, audio. Output power level. Hello, audio. So you lose about 70 watts worth of power, but you lose 10 watts worth of amperage consumption. Or you lose 10 amps worth of amperage consumption. The input tune on this box is perfect. Now, hello, 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 we're keyed. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. I'm going to go ahead and take it up a notch, and I'm going to hit it with the Striker 955. Be right back. Okay, so we're rolling on the Striker now. Hit this with about 100 watts. Variable's all the way open. We're in Class C. Sideband delay is engaged. Hello. So it's easily building over 1,000 watts with 100 watts worth of drive. Flip the little magic switch in the back up. We're going to take it to 2X. Still in Class C. Now the 50 is 1,000 watts. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. Seen about 1,100 out of it. Click it over to Class AB as they claim. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. Please note, the power stays linear. Increased by about, 150 watts. To my customer that is out there, your Sweet 16 has been modified. It does exactly as what you would expect it to do. It's fully functional and has been tested, and now works in all modes, all bands. The new Sweet 16 from Texas Star. My name is BBI, and I am the biggest mud duck in Idaho. I can fix, repair, or build anything. Just put one more dude 10.8. BBIamps.com. We'll see you. Bye.